To talk more about the long-term implications of RFRA, we're joined by Indiana Equality Action spokesperson Chris Paulson. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Your organization has been a staunch opponent of this law from the beginning. Does the recent language satisfy your concerns?
The recent language fixes the issue with RFRA itself. It really does nothing to move LGBT rights forward in the state, though.
And is there potential for still discrimination?
Yes, there's 12 municipalities in Indiana that have human rights ordinances. A small percentage of the state is covered by those. The rest is not. So there's a great opportunity for discrimination in most of the state.
We're still hearing some businesses like Angie's List are not accepting the new language and saying they're not going to continue their operations or building on here in Indiana. Is there a turning point in the gay community that they should start supporting these businesses and saying it's okay?
I think you know, the gay community and our allies are looking for full equality in Indiana, both on basis of gender identity and sexual orientation. And we're glad that those companies are supporting that, and more companies will come out and support that also. I think we've kind of reached a point of some healing, but we need to keep moving forward or we will start sliding back.
And I believe you're speaking of, we mentioned that Republican lawmakers say they'd be open to discussing whether or not sexual orientation should be put into the state Bill of Rights statute next year. What would need to happen to get that through?
It's going to have Republican support, obviously. We're in a supermajority with Republicans. You know, we will work with the legislature and national groups, a lot of the local corporations also, and help get that legislation pushed through.
Does your group still plan to be back at the State House next year to do just that?
We'll be back at the State House where there's a march tomorrow in Indianapolis. We will remain very vigilant in making sure that the legislature stays true to their word and pushes equality for everyone forward.
Some people were surprised about gender identity being added as well. Is that separate from sexual orientation? They may not understand the difference between.
Yes, definitely. Gender identity is separate from sexual orientation. Gender identity is covered in some of those human rights ordinances, the 12 I spoke about, but not all of them. So that has been covered in some areas. In most areas, it's not covered.
So is the Indiana's reputation permanently scarred, or will Indiana be able to make some type of rebound on this?
I think until we have full equality, we're still going to be in the spotlight, definitely. But we'll move towards full equality, and I think then full healing will take place.